Hey everybody, welcome to another installment of BrickWall Reviews. I'm Dave and no one's there. Okay, I'm tired of that joke. That joke's old. All right, so as you guys may or may not know, this past weekend was the biggest event, DC Fandome. I definitely had something in my eye. Oh my gosh. All right, so like I was saying, this past weekend was DC's big flagship event of the year, the DC Fandome. And boy, can I say one thing, I was whelmed. Not overwhelmed, not underwhelmed, just whelmed. I was decently impressed with what they showed. The panels there, while I wasn't interested in all of them, uh, I mean, a few of them were good. But before I get into any details, I'm going to remind you guys to make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. We do reviews here every week. As a matter of fact, tomorrow, for those of you who tune in all the time every week, we thank you. And you guys may know that Mondays usually aren't days we do reviews, but I know I had to get this recap out. But tomorrow, Sam will be back here with her anime review. It's going to be something really good. She's preparing for that right now. So if you guys hear a little extra noise, that's her getting ready. And I'm telling you, that one's going to be a pretty good review. We got a few surprises for that one. Then next week, we're back to our regular film review and so on and so forth. If you're joining us here from Facebook, thank you for all your support. Continue to like, continue to share, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. And also make sure you do subscribe. Again, subscribe to help us reach our goal of 100 subscribers. That's what we would love to do. And those of you who are longtime viewers, it has been 1 year of BrickWall, and we thank you guys so much for tuning in. And yeah, I'm excited about that still, even though it was last week. I'm still going to party like it's 2019, and like this thing will be a year until it's two. All right, so now that I've got all that out the way, I'm gonna go ahead and just jump right into it. DC Fandome, like I said earlier, it was whelming. I mean, it happened. I mean, I know that having these conventions and doing them online, it's a different way of having to do things and having to adjust to the pandemic and getting all of our movie news out there and getting all of our entertainment news, getting some of these big announcements out there. Some of the challenge of that is making it engaging. As a whole, was the fandom engaging? There were moments. It had its moments. It had its little dry patches, its little runs where it was not as entertaining unless you were into the material that they were speaking of. One of the major panels that I got caught up in, and I didn't expect myself to get caught up in it, but I did anyway, was the Sandman panel. I got caught up in it in regards that I didn't think it was that interesting, but I still kind of tuned into it, still kind of looked, but I wasn't really 100% interested in that. Sam did watch some of it with me, for those of you who are wondering. Her thoughts on it, she said, she didn't think it was all that great, but I mean, I thought it was good. I thought it was a nice event to happen, especially in these unprecedented times. Going to go ahead and just jump right into the panels. And just running off the top of the head, there were a lot of things. If you are a fan of the movies, there were a few surprises. Nothing out of the ordinary. I mean, all of my predictions that I had in my last video were pretty spot on. Starting with the Wonder Woman 1984 panel. That panel there, of course, it had exactly what you would think it had. The director, some of the cast, everyone's just kind of talking about the movie. They did a lot of fan questions, and each panel kind of had fan questions, kind of going off on a tangent here. And a lot of the fan questions to me, I mean, it was a good segment, but I mean, I've never been to an in-person convention, so I don't know how that works in person versus how it works online. So, but to me, it was kind of, it was a little awkward. It was a little awkward to kind of just have so much time dedicated to the fan questions, especially since I caught wind that most of these segments were pre-recorded. So it wasn't live on their end, live for us watching it, but it wasn't live from the panelist end. I heard some rumblings that a lot of things were pre-recorded. That was especially evident with one particular panel that I'll get to in a few. But going back to the Wonder Woman 1984 panel, I mean, it was great to see them talk about the movie, talk about some of the behind the scene things. You can tell that they're really excited for everyone to see this, and I do hope that we get to see this in November. I mean, I know it's going for the theatrical release, but I mean, as we continue to adjust to things, maybe an at-home release wouldn't be so bad, or like an even earlier digital or Blu-ray release. I think that'll be a good way because movie theaters are opening back up, but I mean, will they be ready in time for November? I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to say, but I am hoping that we can see Wonder Woman 1984 this year. As predicted, they showed a brand new trailer, and this trailer was good. It was great. They showed off the design for the villain in the movie, who is Cheetah. First live action appearance, her live action debut, and I have to say, Cheetah looks amazing. Cheetah looks amazing. I love what they're doing with the character. I love how they got her look and her design so comic book accurate. And you can tell throughout the trailer that they are going to, in the movie, that they're going to kind of go through her evolution from, from regular person. I don't know too much about Cheetah's backstory, but from regular person all the way to her Cheetah persona to when she becomes Cheetah. And seeing Kristen Wiig do all this action, it's really incredible. It's really incredible. I think that Wonder Woman 1984 is going to be a great movie. Of course, set in the 80s. I mean, it's not really, if you haven't seen the trailer yet, go find it, go watch it, go check it out. I think it's going to be really good. I know there's one quick tangent. I know there's one trailer that everyone's probably waiting for me to get to, and I will get to that trailer. I got a lot to say about that trailer. That's why I'm trying to get through this real quick. The next panel that I had set up on the DC Fandome was, oh my gosh, I couldn't find my notes. But the next panel I had set up there, in no particular order, guys. I'm not even gonna go in particular order for this, but they had the Flash panel. The Flash wasn't the next panel, but it was a panel I enjoyed. That was like the live point of it. Hold on, before I get to the Flash panel, I want to remind you guys to subscribe to this channel. But I also want to talk about the Arkham Knights panel, the latest Batman game coming out next year, Arkham Knights. Whew. Man, that game is not a sequel to the Arkham Knight, which was the last Batman Arkham game to come out on the PlayStation and Xbox and everything. But it looks phenomenal. They showed some gameplay. They showed the in-game trailer. That Arkham Knights panel. Listen, I'm getting that game. I will be the owner of that game. I will be playing it. If there's online play, y'all find me there. If it's a PS5 game, y'all find me on the PS5. You know what I'm saying? I'll hit my gamer tag up. Maybe by this time next year, maybe by the time of that release, we'll have BrickWall Gaming. Who knows? But just know I'm gonna be on that game. I'm a big fan of the Batman games, and I'm very excited for this game coming. I can't say enough about it. If you guys haven't seen any of these trailers or any of these footage, I know I didn't really post a lot of it in on the Facebook page. I didn't repost a lot of it, but I do encourage you guys, especially if you are fans of the Batman games, which you've probably seen the trailer by now. But if you haven't, go look it up. That's an amazing trailer, and I'm so excited for that game. Next up, they did a short little Batman skit involving Batman Beyond, Batman the Animated Series Batman, and 1960s Batman. It was interesting. It was like a Mystery Science Theater 3000 type of skit where they're kind of talking about the 1960s Batman, kind of roasting it. I thought that was pretty funny. After that, they did a panel on the multiverse. And I gotta say, DC is going to set it off with the multiverse. I'm putting that down here. Marvel's in trouble because DC has came out and just flat out said, hey, our TV and our movies are no longer going to be separate. They coexist. It's all part of a multiverse. And so you can see crossovers and we can use characters in one place and use them in another place. It's all going to connect through the multiverse. I thought that was really amazing. What they did with that and announced that. And of course, coming right off of the multiverse talk, you know, we got to go right into my boy. Hold on. Can y'all see him? Can y'all see it? My boy, Flash, fastest man alive. I cannot be more excited for this movie. I know it hit a lot of waves last week that Ben Affleck was coming back as Batman, reprising his role from the DCEU. Michael Keaton's going to be back as Batman. And, oh, man, when I say that this Flash movie, just from the little bit that they said, just a little bit that they give us, because, you know, they haven't really started filming anything yet, but from the little bit that they gave, the tiny bit, I'm excited. I'm beyond excited. They referenced the Crisis on Infinite Earth TV special a lot during the multiverse and Flash movie panel, which makes me think that Grant Gustin's CW Flash is going to show up in the Flash movie in 2022, and I could not be more ecstatic about that. The Flash is also getting a new costume for the movie, so that's something I'm looking forward to see because that padded armor thing I'm not really a big fan of, but the new costume looks incredible. I cannot wait to see it in action. I can't wait to see it in motion. I can't wait to see some footage. I can't wait to get some plot details, even though it's based on Flashpoint, but it's their take on Flashpoint. I just cannot wait for more information about this film to come out, and I definitely cannot wait to see it. After that, they went into and they did the Suicide Squad panel. And again, if I'm missing any panels, because a lot of things came out, if I'm missing any panels, flag me down, but I don't think I am. I know this Suicide Squad movie, though, The Suicide Squad, directed by James Gunn, who was the director of Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm already hyped just off of that. The Suicide Squad has an array of characters played by big A-list names, and there's a weasel in the cast, a talking weasel in the cast, which amazes me because it's James Gunn doing, directing this movie. And one thing that they tease is don't get attached to any of the characters because not all of the characters are going to survive the movie. And it's funny right now seeing the guessing game that's happening with looking at the celebrities and who they're playing, and then kind of thinking like, okay, well, this is kind of a big star here, so he probably might die sometime in the beginning, or, this star might die at the end, or, you got Pete Davidson. Pete Davidson's probably not going to make it. Shout out to Pete Davidson. You got John Cena in here. John Cena might not make it through. Shout out to John Cena. Oh, you got Idris Elba in here. I don't know. Idris Elba might do a little something. He might be the last one to survive. And of course, Harley Quinn's going to survive. I mean, you have obscure characters in this movie. You have King Shark, Polka Dot Man, Ratcatcher 2. So many obscure characters. Like, I've never even heard of a lot of these characters. And some of the characters I've heard of that I mentioned already, I'm like, wow, that's a really obscure choice, but an obscure choice that only James Gunn can make. And I'm definitely excited for The Suicide Squad. We got a little bit of footage there, a little bit of behind the scenes footage, and got to see some official footage. I can't wait for an official trailer for this movie because I think that this movie is going to be amazing. It comes out next year in 2021. Again, if you haven't seen any of the footage, look it up on the internet. Find it, watch it, let us know what you think about it. After that, I did miss a couple of panels. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna go ahead and throw that out there. I missed the Black Adam panel. I missed the Shazam panel. I missed the Aquaman panel. And by this much, I missed the Suicide Squad game panel. And I almost didn't make it to the Batman panel. But I am going to still go over those panels because there were some interesting things in there. I saw the footage that they compiled together for the Black Adam movie starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I think it's going to be released in 2022. I'm not sure. But they had some concept art, and they had The Rock doing a really cool epic voiceover, teasing the Justice Society of America showing up in the movie. If I'm butchering that name, and those of you who saw the panel, if I'm butchering that name, let me know in the comments, correct me. Dwayne Johnson's really going around teasing a Black Adam versus Superman fight, a Black Adam teaming up with Wonder Woman battle. He's teasing a lot with this movie. You can tell he's excited about this movie. I'm excited about it as well. The Rock's comic book role is long overdue, and I'm really excited to see what he does with this. It's Black Adam. It's coming out in a couple years, 2022, I believe. The Shazam panel, they announced the title for Shazam 2. I think it's Wrath of the Gods or something like that. Something along the lines of Wrath of the Gods. I liked the first Shazam. I thought it was really good. I thought it was in terms of the movies with the DCEU, I thought it was a really cool movie to be existing in that canon. I thought it was one of the best. It's not one of the ones I watch a lot, but when it's something that I notice, hey, Shazam's on, I'll check it out because I think it's actually a really good movie. So Shazam 2, I'm excited to see what they do with it. I'm excited to see it. This is a movie that we would have definitely gotten earlier had it not been for the cough, cough, COVID. Now I'm calling it the cough, cough, COVID. Gosh, after I got caught up in my cough, cough, COVID joke, y'all know me, I like to joke. Dad jokes, though. After that, what panel did? Oh, the Suicide Squad game. I saw not the Suicide Squad like the movie, but Suicide Squad. Let me actually say the actual title: Suicide Squad killed the Justice League. Yeah, the game's not coming out till 2022, so nobody has to worry about if they're going to rush to the stores next year. It's not coming out till 2022, but it had a great cinematic trailer for it, and I thought that was amazing. I think it's set in the same universe. I think this is the one that's set in the same universe as the Arkham games because it's done by the same studio, Rocksteady, and Harley Quinn's voice actress is still the same, Tara Strong. Shout out to you, Tara Strong, getting that work in. I think that this game has potential to be one of the more funny mainstream games because there was another mainstream game that was coming out that kind of had like humor behind it, but I never got to play it, and I don't know what it's called. And then I heard a lot of mixed things about it, so I never played it. I think that Suicide Squad can be that game, that funny, actiony, grind hard game for the mainstream that could reinvent and revigorate, resuscitate. I don't know which word I'm trying to say, but all those words combined together, it could be the one that kind of brings those more humorous action games back to the forefront, like hardcore in the mainstream. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really excited to see when they get to talking gameplay and things like that about that game. I'm excited to see it. So, that's the Suicide Squad game coming out in 2022. And now, ladies and gentlemen, wait, before I get there, I almost missed the Snyder Cut panel as well. I had a very busy day Saturday. I was like, I want to get out a little bit, do something, instead of watching the panels all day, I can take on my phone. I want to go spend some family time. Okay, family time. I have a life too, but I definitely did miss some panels that I kind of should have had my phone queued up for. And then my phone was almost dying. Look at this. I got a whole bunch of reasons, but just know I caught up. All right, I caught up. So with that said, I saw some of the Snyder Cut panel. I saw when it started, but I kind of knew that Zach was going to go over the whole story and history of the Snyder Cut. Matter of fact, really, that's all he did. He answered a couple fan questions. I did see the entire Snyder Cut panel. I'm not going to tell you how I watched it, but I watched it on my phone, and I remember seeing it. So yeah, I saw it. I didn't miss the Snyder Cut panel at all. That's me misspeaking. But the Snyder Cut panel, it was pretty much it was kind of like what he did at Comic-Con. He kind of sat there, he talked about the Snyder Cut, talked about what went into it, talked to answer fan questions, but we were all there for the trailer. And god damn it, did that trailer deliver. Jesus. This was the second best trailer of the entire event. But damn it, I'm excited. And the Snyder Cut is going to be a 4-part miniseries. And then once all 4 parts released, Zack Snyder said his intention is to put them all together as one big film so you can watch it. And I'm imagining that each part of those 4 is going to be at least an hour long, right? So that's about to be a 4-hour movie. But damn, whoo! I'm excited about this. I'm excited about the Snyder Cut. A lot of people are criticizing it because it's just the Justice League again, just with a different background color and like a couple of deleted scenes. I mean, isn't that what all Snyder Cuts are? Just slightly extended scenes, a little bit of extra scenes there. I'm not upset about it. I'm not upset about it at all. I'm excited because it's going to be moments in here that I feel had the unfortunate tragedy, and continuous prayers to Zack Snyder and his family. Had that unfortunate incident not happened, we'd have had the 3-hour version of Justice League, and the Snyder Cut would have been the 4.5-hour version. I'm just saying it like it is. Prayers up to Zack Snyder and his family. Continuous prayers. I know that was a hard time for you all, and I'm just glad that you guys were able to bounce back and continue to work, continue to be creative, and just continue to put the fans in your hearts and your minds and bring us the Snyder Cut. I'm grateful. I love it. So yeah, Snyder Cut next year, HBO Max. They didn't give an exact release window. I didn't hear them give an exact release window. I haven't seen anyone typing about an exact release window, but I'm excited about it. And I will be tuning in on HBO Max to watch it. And now for real, the Batman. I was this close to missing the panel. I was this close to missing the trailer. By the skin of my teeth. And by the tightest connection on my Wi-Fi, by the 6% of my battery, I saw it. I saw the panel. I heard some of what he was talking about. I missed out on a lot of what he was saying, but I heard some stuff, I heard a little something. But that trailer. DC fans, movie fans, action movie fans, comic book movie fans. That trailer. All right. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you. At first, I was intrigued by the mystery aspect of it. I was like, okay, this looks a little interesting, a little something different with Batman. Seems a little more serious. I like it, but I kind of was interested in the direction I was going with the trailer. But then we got to that goddamn rooftop. We got to that mother-loving rooftop. We got to that mother-loving rooftop where thug number 1 wants to ask, who the hell are you? I've never seen Batman get somebody a beat down like that unless I was playing the Arkham games. And I feel like I haven't been beating people up enough in the Arkham games. Now I'm about to go back and play it and just go, because first of all, I always had some resemblance of faith in Robert Pattinson as Batman when I heard a lot about his acting skills and his acting capability. Because I like many of you, I've only seen Robert Pattinson in Twilight. I haven't really seen him in anything else. So I was hearing a lot of people say he's a great actor. He's a terrific actor. He can embody any role. He can really do an amazing job with any role that he's given. I said, okay, if everyone's saying he's a good actor, because we've been in situations where we've had phenomenal actors cast as characters and people didn't fully agree with it. Ben Affleck Batman, still the greatest Batman, but I think Robert Pattinson is really about to take the cake on this. I mean, he beat the fudging life out of that dude. And man, I'm excited. I am excited for the Batman. If you have not seen that trailer, I'm just going to say I heard somebody say, I'm not going to take credit for this joke. I heard somebody say that, quote, I've never seen someone get front hand and backhand at the same time. That's how hard Batman hit him. The dude was on the ground and Batman said, no, I'm not done. Okay. I'm sold. And it was the violence that sold me. I ain't gonna lie to you. It was the violence that sold me. But god damn it, yeah, I'm excited. I mean, this was one of them movies because they're only done with 25% of the filming, which again, due to the COVID or due to the pandemic, I don't know if I'm supposed to say the actual name of the disease, but due to the pandemic, they had to stop filming. We were supposed to get this in June 2021. We were supposed to get this movie. Of course, we had it pushed back. I know they're about to resume filming and get things done. So I say we'll probably get another trailer, maybe like in the beginning of next year, early next year. We'll get another trailer for it, some more looks, some more in-depth details and things like that. But I can't wait. And I think those really are all give or take. Like I said, I may be omitting a couple of them, but I know mainly, like I said, I was there for the movie panels, and I was there for a couple of game announcements. The surprise DC comic panel was about them revitalizing a comic book line that I don't know much about, but it was a comic book line that dealt more with Static Shock. Somebody today told me, and I didn't do my research on it because I haven't really seen any articles or anything about it, but somebody today told me that during that surprise panel, they mentioned doing a live action Static Shock movie. Again, I haven't heard this news. If you've heard the news, let me know the sources. Give me some info, drop it, and tell me if you're excited for it, and tell me who you think should play Static Shock, the Static Shock movie. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I like the event as a whole, the DC Fandome event as a whole. I'm gonna be honest. I was whelmed. I wasn't underwhelmed. I wasn't overwhelmed. I was whelmed. It was entertaining. To a degree, some moments more than others. Definitely some moments more than others. The Flash panel was easily the most entertaining panel. The Batman meets the Batman Beyond and the Batman 1960s Mystery Science Theater 3000 thing. I thought that was funny. That was entertaining. They had times where you could tell like they didn't really have anything to fill, so they played like these old DC Nation shorts of claymation. With the Batman, Robin, Joker claymation things. If you watched Cartoon Network a few years back, you probably saw those on there on like Saturdays and Sunday mornings when they did the DC Nation block. I didn't check into the kids verse. I know they had the thing for the kids. I ain't checking into that. It wasn't. There's a limit to what you can do when you're doing an event that's virtual, an event that traditionally is meant to bring people together in one setting and fan out and geek out and nerd out and cosplay out and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But for what it was worth, it was a nice event, and it's something I would want to go to in person next year. Should it be, should it be safe? Should everything clear up and be lifted up? And should the asteroid not hit us at election time? If y'all ain't hear about that, look that up. It's crazy, but it's not all it seems. The next part of the DC Fandome, because remember I said it was split into two. The next part of the DC Fandome is on Saturday, September 12th, and they're going to be having the Pennyworth panel, Black Lightning, Doom Patrol, DC's Legend of Tomorrow, Young Justice, Titans, Batwoman, and I'm pretty sure there was some more on another piece of paper I had that I can't locate right now because I probably threw it away in the trash. Oh, real quick, with the Batman, I do want to cycle back to that real quick. They are doing a prequel TV show set in the first year of Batman, because the Batman movie is going to be set in year 2 of Batman, and it's going to be going through the GCPD from their point of view of things going on in the first year of Bat showing up and all that stuff. I mean, the Batman is shaping up, and they said it's like a planned trilogy. They have ideas for it to be a trilogy. So, I mean, factor in the prequel series with the movie that we're getting, and then a potential additional 2 movies. I think that's one of the most intricately woven. It has potential to be one of the most intricately woven I guess cinematic events you could say in recent history. And it's something that Marvel's not doing. And I'm going to tell you this right now. I think Marvel's really about to lose their stride because DC is taking things in a direction that is more inclusive than exclusive. Because, if you do the whole MCU thing, you see a lot of excluding Daredevil, excluding Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., excluding the TV. And DC was like, no. Walter Hamada in general was like, no, we just bring them all in. It makes more sense to have them as part of a multiverse and connect it in that way than to have to hammer down having someone connected or having to be like, oh, we can't use that character because we're going to use them in the movie and they never show up in the movie ever. And you just never got to use any potential for that character to get that on-screen appearance. So, I mean, but the event as a whole, let me get back to talking about that. Yeah, it just like Comic-Con from home, DC Fandome suffered from the fact that it was at home. That's really it. Like, it suffered from the fact that it was at home. Just like Comic-Con at home, if Marvel decides it wants to get up and do a Jay-Z Nas, and just because Nas dropped something, Jay-Z dropped something, just because DC dropped something like this, Marvel want to drop something like this, it's gonna suffer from it being at home. I mean, it's I don't think, and I've never been to Hall H before. I've never been to these conventions when they make these big announcements like that. I've never been there in person. I've always read it on the internet. But I can imagine that nothing compares to that feeling of being in the environment and seeing something for the first time with a certain group of people, as opposed to everyone's getting this at the same time. Some of us was pre-recorded. So, and not just on the fans' part, on the creators' part as well, because it was a little awkward seeing the creators of these properties, directors, writers, things like that, actors, actresses, just kind of sit and look at a screen and more so interact with Zoom than interact with fans and get to hear, real-time fans. They didn't get that experience. But I mean, I'm anxious for everything they announce. I'm anxious to see if they do another DC Fandome. Maybe they can do it in person next year. But I will be tuning into some of the panels on September 12th. If I'm able to. I'll try not to miss any. But other than that, that's it. That's all I have for you guys tonight. Thank you all for tuning in. Remember to subscribe, like our videos, help us get to our goal of 1,000. Yes, 1,000 subscribers. 1,000. I know in the beginning of the video I said 100. End of the video I'm gonna say 1,000. Help us get to either one of those numbers. Shoot for 1,000 though. tell a friend to tell a friend. If you already subscribed, tell a friend to subscribe. If that friend subscribed, tell that friend to tell a friend, and so on and so forth. Tune in. Be back here tomorrow at 10, not 10:30, because I came here at 10:30 because this is a special night. But be back here tomorrow at 10 p.m. for Sam's anime, BrickWall anime. Sam's going to be doing another review on the anime, and I'm telling you, I think it's going to be really cool. She has a surprise, and I'm excited about it, and I'm excited for you guys to see it. And then next week we will be doing another film review. Yeah. So that's all I got for you guys. Definitely take care of yourself. Be safe. Continue to wear your mask. Continue social distancing. Continue the social distancing. People who are in states where movie theaters are opening up, do not take eating snacks as an opportunity to not wear your masks and to not follow the social distancing guidelines. Because if you don't follow these guidelines, we will be without movie theaters and we will be without movies, and we will be bored watching the same crap on TV over and over again. And Netflix will continue to make reality dating shows. Just saying it like it is. Canada, don't ruin this. I heard about a couple theaters y'all got out there not really following the rules. Come on, let's continue to social distance. Let's continue to follow these guidelines for safety reasons, because we all want to get back out. We all want to get those masks off of our face like Future. Mask off. Fuck it, mask off. We want these masks off. But we can't do that if y'all not following these rules and helping flatten the curve and helping get rid of this virus the best that we can without a vaccine that's not really available to us yet. So please, everyone, take care. Remember, fight for justice. And until next time, I'm out. Peace.